Hi guys, Darren from venomfluidart.
With me, Bubbles.
It is you, Bubbles.
And you, Wombat.
That's right.
Okay, play night in the Venom Garage.
That it is.
So, what I did this week, I put up a post in our group on Facebook, Paint Pouring by venomfluidart, and shouted out actually a viewer's choice.
Okay.
So what I'd asked is what people in the group have been struggling with, they'd like some tips and tricks on,
Yep.
or just something that they want to see us do we haven't done for a while.
Rightio.
And going by the main consensus,
Yep.
it come back as swipes, because some people were saying that they never know what quite pressure to put down on that swipe tool or playing card.
Yep.
So I thought today, and the other one was skewer work.
Right.
Because skewer work, believe it or not, can look simple. Really friggin' simple.
Yes.
But it's not.
It can be quite
As
tricky.
many people have, found out themselves the hard way, because I know I did. So you've really got to step back, have a look before you go, woo!
Yeah.
With that skewer.
You've got to know where to run the skewer through.
And to get the best
desired-
effects.
Yeah.
And not only that too, you've got to know when to go, put the bloody thing down.
Yes.
You've done enough. Any more, you got to stuff it.
Yeah, because you've got to remember, when you run that skewer through, before you spin out, everything that you've just done isn't going to look the same when you do spin it out.
That's exactly right.
Everything's going to enlarge.
And some people have asked, how do you get big cells without wonking? And we're going to work through a few of these because there were actually some really cool suggestions.
Sounds like a plan. What we'll do is we'll make this into a playlist.
Yeah, and it's going to be a viewer's choice playlist.
Yeah. So what we'll do is continue it on each week with all the different suggestions, so you can follow them one after another.
Yeah. So we thought, we asked the question, so
All right.
let's put it out there.
So what are you going to do here, Bubbles?
So I'm just going to do some type of swipe
Okay.
at the moment. So I've got, it's not a spun out pillow,
Okay.
but it's not
A big floaty one.
not a big floaty, but it is quite evenly just poured straight out of the sauce bottle, and I haven't spun it out at all.
What I'll do is when I do mine, I'll put it down the way you have.
Yeah.
That way everyone can see the way you put your pillow paint down.
Because another good question I did see, which someone wanted to see, was how do you do a swipe and spin it out and the cells not wonk? Which, good question.
Spin it slowly.
Absolutely, because sometimes we do get a bit carried away with how much colour we put down. And don't get me wrong, you want gorgeous colourful results.
Yeah.
You need to put enough colour down to get those results. But you've got to allow for how much paint you've got on there when you do spin.
You do.
Just remember, it's not a race. It's not like watching me spin out a radial. I just get lucky.
You do.
But in saying that, I have my paint ridiculously thick.
Yeah. So you get lucky because the paints are really thick for your radial swipes.
Yeah, they're ridiculously thick.
So when you look at the big picture, there really isn't much movement in the paint.
No, and they're doing it my way. I've got to admit, there is a fine art between getting that amount right and it going oh so wrong, oh so quick.
It is, yes. It does take a lot of practice.
It's taking me, I'd say, over a year, probably a bit longer, to really get them where I was happy with them.
Yeah.
And because, yes, sometimes the way I spin out, they wonk.
They do.
And that's on me. Because I just get super excited. I really do. But yeah, I've definitely noticed 100% the thicker paint does help as well.
That it does.
Now, I need one more. I was playing with the palette earlier when I did New Skin. And this is pretty close to it.
Okay.
So I'm hoping...
You get the same sort of colours through it?
Oh, I hope so, because it was quite dazzling on the skin. I didn't put that down, did I? That's the one. Really unique colour.
It's trippy, isn't it?
Sega. Hello, blue.
Shifts to blue.
But it's sort of almost looks see-through. It's a really weird colour you've made.
That one there
It's like a ghost colour.
is actually eye candy.
You've lost it already?
That green you like.
Oh, Gauge Green.
Gauge green.
There you go.
It's gauge green
Yep.
with a load of interference blue in it.
No, it's beautiful. But it's, yeah, it's got a really unique where you think, can I
It
see
takes
through
the
that?
green out of it and makes it more blue.
Yeah, and for a split second on the eye, you think you can see through it, but you can't.
Yeah, it looks almost transparent.
It really does. It's a good trick to the eye, that colour. Now, I think I've got enough of that. What we might do... Just got an idea.
Okay.
You know when you have one of them last minute thoughties?
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Someone's got it.
He's going, Bubbles, you're an idiot.
No, never.
Oh, you have many a times.
Well, yeah.
Especially when you say, don't do that, you'll get hurt. Will I? Yes. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
And after all these years, do I listen?
No.
No. It's that part of the brain that just goes, just do it. How bad can it get? It's going to be fun, though.
Yeah, nothing quite like sitting in casualty for like 6 hours waiting for a doctor to see it.
Yeah. I'm getting better, though. I haven't done something really silly for quite a while.
Don't jinx it.
Probably just did. Alright, so I think now just one for this bling through here.
Okay.
I love this colour. Really pretty.
What colour's that, Bubbles?
So this one is actually... This is the one I made.
It is.
It is. I say I made that one. Looks very similar to Golden Peach by this little piggy with a twist of Athena, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can sort of describe it.
Right.
Alright, get my swipe tool before I talk myself into trouble.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go for that one.
So you're going to use swipe tool?
Yep.
Now, what's the best way to use that swipe tool?
Okay, so with this swipe tool, I'll get the CA out as well. So when you're getting your paint out, there's two ways you can do it. So if you're not confident to pour it on, you don't have to. You can also just layer it on, whatever's going to be more comfortable for you. I just find this pretty easy. If you're a wombat, you'd rock it forward and backwards and cover it. I don't do that because I get it all up my arms. So I just grab out the little paint thing here, and I just get a really nice, even, thin layering, pretty even all the way, and walk it forward with the tool. So that way, there's not enough that it's going to drip off, but there's enough that the whole top layer is fully covered.
Yeah.
Now, if you want, you can put some dots of different coloured CA as well if you want different crazy effects.
Yep.
Which, let's do it. I'll do what I call the dice.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put 2 drops of white CA on top of what we've already got there, and that's all it's going to look like.
Looks like a domino.
Now, when I go in for a swipe, I get rid of them big pesky bubbles first, staring at me, or I won't be able to concentrate. I'll be looking at them. Slight angle. Don't have to put your swipe tool completely flat, because you'll find when you're going across you're going to start to dig trenches sometimes. So if you have that just a slight angle, see how that's a slight angle, and as you go along you'll see the CA starts to get less. Bring it down then, and you'll use the rest that's on the other side of the tool, like I wasn't going to do then, but hey. Oopa days, Wombat. We can fix that. We're going to swipe over it. So, here we go. I'm going to come down, and see how I'm still quite up in the air with the other side there? As I'm going through, then I'm going to bring the other one down, so the CA is even, pretty close from one side to the other. Now this is where people go wrong in my eyes. They don't stop. So see how thick it is here? It's got to do its thing.
It does.
You've got to give it time. So if I spun that out right now, I'm not going to give it time for the CA to actually activate and do its thing. And you're just going to get a big black patch. That's
right.
all you're going to do. So that's on you. You've got to learn to just step back for a while, let it keep activating.
Now, why do you get a big black patch there, and this is all beautiful cells already?
Already, because by the time I got to this side, there was less CA as well.
That's right, so it was thinner on your swipe tool.
So therefore you get all these tiny little cells. So when people ask the question about,
big
and this
cells
is where
and
it comes
cells?
to our big cells and our little cells, you get a lot of little cells with a fine layer of CA.
That's right.
When you're at the deepest, where you first go in, that's where your big cells are going to happen, because the CA is thicker on top of that colour.
That's right. There's more of it.
But in saying that, you really do, as you can see now, there's still cells popping through.
Yeah.
They're still popping through. But if I had spun it straight away, I wouldn't have got all this.
It would have been one big black section on the end if you'd already started spinning.
Absolutely, because all we had here was a few white dots before.
Yep.
And now you can see just how much is coming through.
And where these white dots are all the way through here is where you had a gap in the colour.
That's right. That was where the pillow was. I'm actually getting off on that lately.
I've noticed.
I've been experimenting with radial swipes and leaving a ring of white pillow through the colour puddle. And it's actually given some of these really cool effects I'm in love with.
It does. It gives you crazy looking
I'm digging it
cells.
for something different. So, I don't think that's going to do much more this bit here.
No.
And I'm not worried about it because it's going over there anyway.
It's going to spin off.
So, what I might do, because I have a little bit of pillow to play with, before I stick my skewer in this one, I'm going to give it a little bit of a run first.
Okay.
And the only reason is I want to try and go for something with defined sides. So if I put my skewer in it first, I'm at risk of that wonking.
That's right. So give it a light spin just to get things moving to start with. Don't go too fast, otherwise you'll start wonking everything already.
Yep. So what I might do, grab out some white, because you can see where I got lazy here. That happens. And I'm just going to give it a bit of a help. If you don't, you can be at risk of wonking it then too, because the paint's trying to stretch to areas where it's dry.
Yeah, it'll hit the dry spot and roll over itself.
And that's a problem, because you want it to all move together. That's another thing that can wonk your cells,
Absolutely.
having them dry edges. So if you see them, just stop for a minute, fill them in, and then go back to normal. Alright, I'm really liking that colour palette I've been playing with.
But see how that's spread out widthways as well?
Yeah.
Just from them light little spins you've already done.
Alright.
I mean, that's not fully spun out yet either.
No.
There's still a lot of paint on there.
And you can see there's no harm done. We lost most of that where it didn't form here where the black was, so
Yep.
that's okay. But you can sort of use it to your advantage now, because it is bold. what we might do, we might just go simple here. Sometimes you don't have to do a lot. And even going back to tying your shoelaces I used to do.
Yep.
So all you do, remember the old loop scoop and swoop. Makes really nice little effective rings, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Without overdoing it. See, I wouldn't do too much there, just leave that there. Alrighty, so still looking at that wombat. I don't know whether it's all going to go over.
It will.
Or
It'll spin off because you've got a load of paint on.
I really do, don't I?
Yeah, it'll definitely spin off.
So we'll do another shoelace. So up, down, and swoop. I love how it gives the coolest effects.
It does give the coolest effects.
Anyone watched me last year? I did the shoelaces nearly everywhere.
You did.
But it just shows you too, we're not doing anything wow that you say, I'll never be able to do that, because that is really simple.
It's super simple.
Now I know that's going to upset me, so I'm going to bring it up. Just give it something. Yeah. And I'm going to leave that alone.
Okay.
I think that's, I've got a bit of negative either side on that one.
Yep.
It's not, and it was nothing difficult that anyone can't have a go. You really can. Just remember, you don't have to lay that palette knife flat, because I think that's where a lot of people smush their colours as well. Take it in on an angle.
You virtually want to skim across the top of your colours.
Absolutely. You don't want to push them into each other.
No. Whereas the hide and reveal, that's different.
Absolutely.
You want to push down into the colours to get it to do its thing.
Where just with an everyday swipe, you just want to get that CA to react with the colour underneath.
Exactly.
Don't try and push through it. And see how by us having that little bit of a spin first, before we stuck our skewer in, we kept these pretty defined, didn't we?
Yep. I'd put a little dab of paint in this corner.
I can see it.
Just where it's dry.
What I might do...
Or just dip your finger.
What corner am I talking about? Thank you, sweetheart. You know, if I get in the zone, nothing's happening. I'm not taking any info in.
Yeah. So you just add a little bit of paint to it. It'll just help with the movement.
And so all them cells wouldn't distort back on each other either too. That's another quite dry one there.
That's the same corner.
Oh. Go bubbles. Wow.
And see, because it's a small tile, that's like, what, 6 by 6?
Yeah.
You don't get much movement anyway, because there really isn't that much paint on for it to spread out.
Yeah.
The bigger the piece is, the more paint's going to be on, so the more movement you're going to get.
And we will show the difference in another video when we'll do some big ones.
Absolutely.
Because that's seriously where the fun's at. But in saying that, sometimes I think it's harder to get something to look good on small.
It is.
Especially when you do the Venom Tiny Challenge every year.
It's a load of fun.
That really gets you on your toes. Alrighty, well I'll pop her up.
That
But yeah,
looks
that way
fantastic.
we got really nice defined embellishments on the side. And really, we've got big and small cells.
Super cool.
So really easy to do.
It is.
Everyone can have a go at that. And if you do and you're in the group, put it up, I want to see.
Exactly.
Alright, we'll do a quick close-up reel.
That we will.
That way you can see them gorgeous colours. We've been having some custom play nights too, which has been cool. That's what a lot of them perps are from.
Yeah. They turned out absolutely awesome. But yeah, like you said, where the cell activator was the heaviest, you've got your big cells, and where it's thinned out as you carried on with your swipe, you've got the smaller cells.
Yep, and you get them little washed out effect cells too down the edges.
Yeah.
If you want that beachy sort of effect, that's a good way to get that as well.
Exactly.
All right, well, I think we'll pause here.
Okay.
And we'll come back to you, Mr. Wombat.
Sounds like a plan.
All righty, Mr. Wombat.
Okie dokie.
Your turn.
My turn.
I do love swipes.
I do love swipes.
It is it's a fun technique.
Now, here's some super cool top tricks. What you have to remember is, for the type of swipe you're going to do, you have to choose the right substrate.
100%.
Now, these are 6-inch squares. So when we put the pillow paint down, say we just put a big blob in the middle, like you would for a bloom. As you spin that out, it's going to go side to side, and you're going to get dry corners. Okay? So, on a square, that's no good. You don't want dry corners.
As I demonstrated.
So, yeah, as Bubbles demonstrated.
Because she was lazy.
Right. So, as you can see, as that goes down, it's one round circle. If we spin that out now, you're going to miss the corners. You're going to get dry edges no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is add some extra like that for the corners.
That way you don't run the risk.
That way you don't run the risk of having dry corners. And I know there's a lot of paint there, but you want it to run right to the edge. Right, we can just add a little bit more
that
around
way
there.
The whole painting can flow evenly.
Exactly.
And you're going to avoid distortion as well.
That's right.
Because that can be a big thing, is how you've laid your pillow. You can get wonky cells from it.
Exactly. So we're going to use a big floaty pillow like that. That's what we call a floaty pillow, because there's a whole heap of it, and you know that's going to spread out as soon as you spin that out. Now, what we might do is do this as a multiple swipe.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm just going to lay random colours here, there and everywhere.
As a wombat does.
As I do. Like so. So that's neon orange. God, I love neon orange.
Especially Harry and Wilmer's.
Harry and Wilmer's neon orange is amazing.
There we go, free plug for Harry and Wilmer.
Yep. So if you're in Australia, Harry and Wilmer, check out their website. There's a link in the description for them.
They are amazing.
They are phenomenal. If you are in America and you can't get your hands on Harry and Wilmer, no big deal. You've got heaps over there to choose from.
Oh, 100%.
You've got
Black Diamonds.
Eye Candy, Black Diamond, you got This Little Piggy.
Yeah.
If you're in Canada, you've got Beaver Dust pigments.
That's right.
So you got a huge range over there, guys.
And amazing colours as well.
They are.
See, I actually don't follow brands as such.
No, you go for
I
colours.
follow colours. And quality in colours.
Alright. So that was a sapphire blue. We put down a neon magenta.
Go on the neons.
Gotta love the neons, man.
I can tell you haven't painted for a few days. The neons are always the first thing you grab.
I know.
Just brightens up your world, doesn't it?
It does. It makes me happy. So we've got neon magenta.
Oh, I'll tell you what too, Wombat. We should have another Swipes Week with our mini cards.
We can.
I'm going to show everyone our mini card deck. I think it's brilliant. It actually come out of one of the Christmas bonbon packs.
They were, yeah.
Yes, because even though my boys are now 29 and 26, yes, we still do bonbons.
Yes, we do.
But look at the size of the cards.
They're tiny. They're little tiny swipe tools.
But aren't they perfect for coasters?
Now you can use them as swipe tools.
Yep.
Actually, what I'll do is I'll use a playing card for mine.
Oh, I'll grab you one.
That way,
Do you want my famous Joker card?
mate, you can have whatever you like.
Remember, that's all I'd swipe with?
Yep.
No, I think I'll give you the King of Hearts because
The
you're
King of
a big
Hearts?
sweetie and you did buy me a really cool freaking underwater camera today. You and my beautiful son Jaden.
That we did.
And can I be honest?
Yeah.
I don't want to share my Joker.
Fair enough.
It's a pretty cool card and it's lucky because it's got the elephants on it with the cards too, see? So I'm not sharing that.
Okay, fair enough. That's alright.
But yeah, we'll do some of the little ones.
Okay, fair enough. Okie dokie. So, there's our colours laid down.
Yep.
Obviously, I've picked a square because I know when I spin it out, it's going to go ba-dum, ba-dum, and it's going to go over the edges.
You do know it's been about 2 years since you've done one of these.
I know. It's been like forever. Now, playing cards. You can either use them two different directions. That way. Ba-dum, or you can do multi-passes. Okay? I might do a multi-pass one just for giggles. So we'll get our black cell activator.
Plus you get really cool effects with multi-swipes.
We'll always give it a stir before we use it.
Oh, 100%.
Right, and we're just going to stick it on the first third of the card.
First third, yeah.
Yep, first third. Maybe halfway.
Yep, gotcha.
Alright, so try and keep it as flat as you can. Like that. And all we're going to do is, in between them two fingers, this is great for beginners because you can't put too much pressure on it.
No, you can't.
So what we're going to do is just lay it down like that. And as you drag, give it a tiny little zigzag like so.
So just think of it like you're wiggling.
You're wiggling. Give it a little wiggle as you go. Like that.
I wish everyone could hear our connoisseur say that. A little parrot. Before bedtime, if he doesn't want to go to bed, he'll start saying to you, are you wiggling?
Now, because I've laid that on nice and thick, it's going to take a while to do its thing.
Which is an advantage anyway, because you're doing multi-pass, so you're not going to touch it.
Exactly.
You're just going to let that do its thing while you move on.
Yeah. So we'll do the same thing again. Like so. So just lay it on your card. Like that. And we'll do the same thing again. Just in between your two fingers. Give it a little wiggle as it goes.
It brings back memories starting with the playing card. Look at those cells pop, pop, pop.
And it doesn't matter if you've missed a bit at the edges, a little bit in the middle, no big deal because we're going to use our skewer. Another thing, wipe your card off in between each swipe.
Now that is really important.
It's going to work better.
Yes.
Also with your playing card, try and keep it as flat as possible. You don't want curved cards like that. You want them nice and flat. The flatter you can get it, the better it is because it's more level for when you swipe it.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll put our little playing card over to one side. Now, while we've been waiting, look at all the cells that have come through.
Because you didn't dive in.
Didn't dive in and just dive in at the deep end. We just waited and let it do its thing.
You have patience.
You got to wait for surface tension to break up that cell activator and let all the colours pop through.
Yeah.
Now, skewer. If you have your skewer straight up and down, you're not going to suck white into it like that. That's just basic circles as we go. If you've got your skewer on an angle like that, you're going to drag white into it like that. You see the white start appearing through it all?
You do, don't you?
Yep. So if you don't want white to go through it, keep them up and down. 90 degrees. Right, and we're just going to do figure 8s as we go, like that. Maybe through here, do a figure 8. Maybe a little bit there.
And so there's nothing
just do a
difficult
wiggle
about the work you're doing through it. It's just what you're going through.
That was just figure 8s as we went.
Yep.
Super, super easy, but keep your skewer straight up and down, 90 degrees. Otherwise, you're going to drag white in, which is your pillow paint. You're actually pulling that up to the surface as you go. Can give you some cool effects, but if you don't want the white through it all, keep it straight up and down. That's the easy one.
Saves the heartache.
It does save a lot of heartache. Alright, give this a spin. Once again, don't spin too fast. The faster you spin it, the more force you're going to give it, and your cells are going to elongate rather than float evenly over the floaty pillow. They're just nice. I mean, it looks really fast on camera, but it's not.
No, it's really not.
I can keep up with that with running fingers. Let it spin for a while. Let the weight of the paint move. Just flow nice and gentle. Alright, we go so far. Then we spin it back the other way.
You know, sometimes I find your voice as calming as Bob Ross. I just thought I'd put that out there. That's why I've gone completely silent, because every word you're saying, I've had such a big week at work, I'm just like, yeah, I'm chilling.
Alright, wake up.
Sorry. You just, yeah.
Okay, so you just let it flow, let it spin, let it do its thing.
Sorry, I had a moment.
Then, guys, now we have happy trees. Here. Okay, so we'll give that a bit of a torch. Any little air bubbles that are in there will pop. Now, it's not the heat of the flame that pops your bubbles. It's the carbon dioxide the flame produces that pops your bubbles. CO2 is heavier than air, so it wants to sink and pop those bubbles.
That's actually a really good way to explain that.
Welcome to Science 101. Okay, where's my little popper tool?
Lucky I didn't say what we normally say as a family then.
Oh, no.
Straight away I thought of Breaking Bad. Anyone that's watched it?
Yeah, that's sad.
You know what Jessie says.
Yes, Jessie does say that. It's science.
Bravo.
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 Alright, so.
Oh, I love that.
Now that was super, super easy to do.
And fun.
And loads of fun. And look at the coolness you get.
And look at all the cells.
Now, this section here, you can see where I had the skewer on an angle and it's pulled the white in.
Yeah.
Straight up and down.
There's none.
There is no white.
Which the close-up should have shown all that off too.
Yep. Which is the close-up now.
Alright, so move your fingers.
Right.
That's gorgeous. I really love that.
Super, super crazy easy to do.
And I've sort of slyly conned you into tiles so I get extra skins this
You
weekend.
did. Yeah, you did. I knew what you were up to, mate.
So this way I get 2 skins instead of 1, and that's...
Yep, Wombat's not... I mean, look at the gorgeousness there.
You want a tile? No, you scraped the rest already, haven't
Yeah,
you?
I've already scraped that. But yeah, that's the easy way to get something crazy cool like that.
Yeah. And you can see we both did swipes. 2 completely different outcomes.
Exactly. And just by adding the floaty pillow in the middle and then adding sections to it,
Yeah.
it allowed it to flow evenly over your tile.
And swipes, the sky's the limit. It's up to your imagination how wild and wacky or how elegant you make them.
Exactly.
But have fun with them.
For sure. Give it a go, guys. Now, if you want big cells like this and then little cells like that, like we said before, it's all about how much is on your playing card or swipe tool at the time. Where it's the thickest and heaviest, you're going to get bigger cells.
So your first entry points of the swipes.
Yep, first entry is where you're going to get them the biggest.
Yep.
Which we'll do a video on its own just on that.
And a lot of people will tell you that like the wonking of the cells too will only happen if your paint consistencies are different.
No, that's
not true.
No.
That's myth.
That's a myth.
I've proved that one 1,000 times over.
Not one of these colours that we use are the same consistency. They're thick, thin, whatever.
Yep.
By mixing consistencies in your colours,
yes,
some thick, some thin, it gives you better cells.
100%. But it can more come down to that pillow paint. So many variables.
There's a lot of variables.
A lot of variables. It can be weather.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go into different things over the next few weeks anyway. And
as we move along.
Yeah, show you step by step.
But today, swipe and skewer fun.
Today, swipe and skewer fun. Give it a go. If you haven't got swipe tools, grab a playing card. It's super easy.
And you don't need anything expensive. Go up and rattle around in the kitchen cupboard that you don't use half the tools.
Yep, and that's the thing. Using a playing card, just between two fingers, keep it nice and light so it wiggles and jiggles. And just give it a little wiggle as you go.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Alright, and that is it from us, guys.
That it is.
Hope you enjoyed Viewer's Choice.
If you did, hit like, share and subscribe. Ring that notification bell.
Ding ding.
That way you get to see all this fun stuff as we release it.
Yeah, and if there's something you want to see, leave it in the comments today.
Absolutely.
We will get around to them eventually.
And if you want to see our amazing adventure channel, there's a link in the description for it.
Absolutely.
Go check it out. Alright guys, that is it from us this week. So have fun, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Have a fantastic day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Go get messy.